Hold on to your helmets, Bears News Fan Report fans. If you're pumped to get the inside scoop on every twist and turn in Halas Hall, drop a like and subscribe to Bears News Fan Report right now, because what we're about to unpack may just redefine Chicago's entire backfield for 2025. There's a storm brewing in the Windy City's running back room, and the whispers out of Halas Hall are impossible to ignore. We all cheered when that unheralded third-year back, who had tied for the team lead in rushing touchdowns last season, stepped up beyond goal line duty, showing flashes of breakaway speed and power that few saw coming. Yet, behind his promising breakout lies a burning question. Is there room on this roster for two lead backs, or will one of them soon find himself packing up his locker? Let's paint the scene. Last Tuesday, veteran insider Ian Rappaport confirmed what many of us suspected. The Bears have quietly been giving this emerging ball carrier every opportunity to stake his claim. In Ben Johnson's new-look offense, versatility and reliability are king, and the front office clearly believes in giving youth a chance to thrive. But let's rewind. When that true blue rookie sensation arrived via trade last offseason, he leapt straight into a workhorse role, only to stumble at times, averaging just 3.8 yards per carry despite the best efforts of his reinvigorated offensive line. Suddenly, the rookie's shine faded, and eyes turned to his unassuming teammate, who managed a tidy 4.3 yards per tote and a knack for finding pay dirt in short yardage situations. Could it be that Chicago's brass sees a different kind of spark in this second-year pro, one that eclipses the once-celebrated rookie's star power? Is it possible that they're already planning for life without their celebrated newcomer, potentially cutting ties long before his contract reaches full term? Imagine the shockwaves if that breakout ball carrier were told he no longer fits. The team's vision sent packing when the roster looks stronger than ever on paper. Some insiders are already whispering that the coaching staff's next move hinges on one thing: consistency. And while our surprising hero has provided that in bursts, questions linger about whether he can handle every workload come Week 1. Here's where the suspense really tightens its grip. Picture a quiet spring morning in Lake Forest where the Bears brass convenes to map out the depth chart for training camp. On one side of the table sits the polished veteran, armed with championship rings from two franchises and a reputation for locker room leadership that could transform a franchise's culture. On the other sits the heralded rookie, still seeking. His first Pro Bowl nod but carrying the weight of sky-high expectations. As the paper shuffles and the meeting adjourns, speculation erupts. Is the rookie's honeymoon already over? Could this be the moment when he hears the news that no player ever wants to receive? That his tenure in Chicago may be coming to an abrupt end? Fans are already theorizing online. Could the front office really cut bait on a former top draft pick after just one middling season? Is it possible they'll let him go before he fully acclimates to Ben Johnson's system? And perhaps the most chilling question of all, if they do move on, will they still hesitate to give our rising star the full reins, or hold back and risk another inconsistency? The tantalizing answer remains just beyond our reach. But one thing is certain: the battle for carries in this offense has never looked more fierce. Let's ground this drama in the numbers. Last year, our surprise breakout back logged 81 carries for 352 yards and 2 touchdowns, yet his touchdowns per carry rate stood toe-to-toe with the rookies. He averaged 4.3 yards per attempt against a defense stacked to stop him, while the rookie averaged a league-worst 3.8 yards when the pressure mounted. It's a stark contrast that begs the question: when do the stats matter more than the name on your jersey? Could this statistical edge tip the scales in favor of the underdog, sending the headline prospect out of town and opening the door for our breakout back to claim the throne outright? And then there's the hero's journey angle. Our under-the-radar talent arrived in Chicago without the fanfare, stuck behind an All-American powerhouse in college, transplanted into a backup role, with no guarantee of success. Yet, in the crucible of the NFL, he forged a resolve that has turned skeptics into believers. Some insiders believe that his journey, from fifth-round pick to potential lead back, mirrors the gritty identity this franchise desperately wants to reclaim. Could that narrative alone be compelling enough for the front office to bet the farm on him, even at the expense of parting ways with the higher-profile rookie? No matter how it plays out, one thing's sure. When training camp kicks off, every carry, every shovel pass, and every burst through the line will carry the weight of this looming decision. Will the Bears stand by their original investment, or will they crown the unexpected hero who refused to stay in the shadows? We'll be watching every snap, every practice rep, and every boardroom rumor until we get that definitive answer. If you're hyped for this inside look, hit that like button and subscribe to Bears News Fan Report so you don't miss a single breaking update. Picking up from the tension of training camp, let's explore the seismic ripple that would follow if Chicago actually parts ways with its headline back. First off, consider the salary cap ramifications. Cutting a player of that caliber could save the Bears up to $6 million in dead money, giving them wiggle room to target a complementary back or shore up other positions of need. Some cap experts are already crunching the numbers, asking, would this open the door to bring in a veteran free agent like Ezekiel Elliott on the cheap? Or might the Bears instead take a swing on a rookie in next year's draft, banking on potential and pedigree rather than proven production? Now, let's talk opportunity for our breakout hero. If the original starter is indeed shown the door, the depth chart would suddenly shift dramatically. Picture our under-the-radar ball carrier transforming from rotational role player into the unquestioned feature back. Defenses would have no choice but to game plan around his downhill vision and pass-catching chops. Could this be the defining moment of his career? The one that cements him in Bears lore as the scrappy workhorse who rose when it mattered most? And what about the other backups on the roster? Do they now face an even steeper climb to earn meaningful touches, or could one of them step into that newly vacated second spot and emerge as the next surprise package? Let's not underestimate the league-wide chatter that would ignite. Across social media and broadcast studios, pundits would debate whether the Bears made a genius move or a catastrophic blunder. Are they abandoning a first-round pedigree after just one season, they'd ask? Or are they pivoting to a player who embodies the blue-collar grit this franchise was built on? Some insiders suggest rival teams like the Vikings or Packers might even extend a claim for that released back, intrigued by his combination of vision and contact balance. Imagine a scenario where NFC North rivals poach that talent. How would Chicago fans react if he turned into a thorn in their side the very next week? Let's zoom back into Halas Hall for a moment. In that draft room, where fresh film from the preseason is dissected, play by play, coaches pore over every nuance of a running back's footwork and ball security. Word is that our hero's pass protection has taken leaps forward, a critical detail that can't be ignored in an offense built around quick throws and bootlegs. Could this skill tip the scales decisively in his favor, making him not just a pure rusher, but a Swiss Army knife in Ben Johnson's arsenal? And if so, would that versatility convince the front office that they no longer need the bigger name on the roster? So here's where we stand, at the edge of an explosive decision that could redefine Chicago's identity in 2025. Are you ready for the fallout? Drop your predictions in the comments, because whether you think it's genius or madness, you know this is the kind of move that Bears News Fan Report lives for. I'm all in on our breakout back, and I can't wait to see him prove the doubters wrong. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Bears News Fan Report, and ring that bell so you're the first to get every post-practice update and locker room revelation. Until next time, stay loud, stay proud, and as always, go Bears.